Hey there, it's Beth from Rock Your Notebook, and I am up with a quick video showcasing the black mixed media notebooks that are in the shop. Now, this black mixed media paper does not necessarily need any prepping such as gesso in order for you to get artsy on it. So these pages that I'm working on right now are definitely not gessoed pages. This is just the regular paper, and I'm going in here with a stamp that I have from Allie Brown and some Versamark ink, which is a sticky ink. So you can see it in the video there that I'm throwing some embossing powder on here. And this is a silver embossing powder from Altenew. And I am so glad that I have given this embossing powder a try. I have to say it is by far one of my absolute favorite embossing powders. It just works so well. So I will leave a link down below for the Altenew website, and you can grab some of your own embossing powder. So I decided that space looked wonky with nothing in it, so I'm stamping it with some Versamark ink again, and then I'm going to add the embossing powder to it. So what happens here is that I have this beautiful outline that is basically resistant to everything, and that's what happens with embossing powder, and that's why it's just such a fun technique to play around with and get really cool effects with in your art journals, even on your planners. I have used embossing powder in my Hobonichi weeks before. Yes, I have. I am that person. But it's just a lot of fun, and you can see the effect that you get when you dry it with a heat gun. Now, you do have to have a heat gun in order to get the embossing powder to do what you just saw it do. And I am personally absolutely loving this Wagner heat gun. It gets really super duper hot and works really well. So what I'm doing now is I am looking for my Souffle Sakura jelly pens, and these pens are amazing, especially when you're playing around on mixed media paper. So what I'm doing here is I'm coloring in my flowers and such on the paper, and you're gonna see at the end of this that it looks completely different from the time that it's wet as I'm coloring and to the time that it dries. So when it dries a lighter color, and it's just absolutely stunning. These pens are really a lot of fun. I find that they look better on black paper as opposed to white paper, but you can use them on white paper as well, and you can do the same thing where you're coloring with them, and they're just truly just a lot of fun. I don't know how else to express it. So basically for the rest of this video you're gonna watch me color, because that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just coloring in my flowers, and then towards the end of the video, what I end up doing is I do some journaling. Godly, this was so long ago that I don't even remember what the right side of my page looks like, because I did this before we even moved from Florida. And we've been in North Carolina for a month now. A month and a few days. So I don't even really remember. But you can see it here. You can see that the purple flower is starting to dry, and it's changing the color, and it's just stunning. Like, there's no other words for it. You can see I'm using that scrap piece of paper there just to get the pens started. And once you I literally drew like a little line on it just to make sure that the pens were working. I find that I have to do that with all jelly pens, so it doesn't really matter what jelly pen. And that's it. So I would love to know if you have given the black mixed media paper a try from the shop. If you haven't, what's stopping you? I also have a notebook that's black and white paper, so if you don't want a notebook that's full of just black paper, because you might find it, some people find it a little intimidating. They don't know what to do with all these black papers. I do have a notebook that has black and white paper. And I don't know where I went at this point. I went somewhere. Here I am. So my Posca pens. And I'm just doing some mark making here. I love, love, love these Posca paint pens. These ones are a metallic paint pen. So you can't see it as well as you can oh gosh, in real life, but they are really fabulous. And then you can see I added some paint to this sheet of paper and then just kind of like smushed it on, and it just gave the right side some extra color. And then I'm just going to do some journaling, and I'm going to call this done. I will leave a link down below to everything, the pens, the notebook, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.